fastest
is
pod
a
racer in
dangerous
Title
job.
of EOP's time
Everyone
together
knew
seen
that
the
signing
beautiful
on.
pod racer to the
There's so
garage
much
at
to
the
do.
events. Watto had
We
placed
have to
bets on
keep going.
Sebova, the great pod racer from Malastare. This bet was the closest thing to a guaranteed win. Anakin knew that it would be his toughest opponent, and with the knowledge he had of the pod
I'm sure
racers,
you were
he
right.
needed to make
Maybe
sure
we
that
should
Sebova
rest.
didn't go anywhere near his
Yes,
pod
look.
racer before the beginning of the
I'm
race.
fine. This is nothing. I'm just a little dizzy. I'll walk it off. Or something.
Fine. You can't just...
It reminded Anakin how much he really despised Watto sometimes. A loud siren sounded twice to tell the pod racers in the garage that the race was about to begin, telling all the pod racers to mount their vehicles in order outside in the grand arena. In order. As the racers left the garage, Anakin was the last to leave, preparing his pod racer for the race of his life. He felt it in his heart. His heartbeat was unsteady, and his hands were shaking. Zenna could see that Anakin was feeling the pressure of his freedom and held his hands. Anakin looked over her and smiled.
That's
But
the
she didn't
second.
know what
One
Anakin
more to
was
go.
worried about. It wasn't his freedom on the line. It was his mother's. And the moment was finally here to seize it. Anakin set his pod racer up in his position as he watched Sebova walk over. Anakin walked up to Sebova, keeping a close eye on the Malastarian. He didn't want to have to deal with sabotage. In the end, Sebova couldn't do what he wanted. Pull a carburetor loose on Anakin's engine piece. Everything was so loosely put together that he didn't think Anakin would make it off the start line. But he wanted to ensure his failure, especially with a high bettor like Watto on his side. Regardless, the flag bearers began to march across the sands, and there was C-3PO carrying a blue and yellow flag for his creator. The pod racers got ready, and Zenna gave Anakin a hug, and then darted away over to where Shmi was, who had a reserved tower for the two of them, to watch the pod race from. As the pod racers settled in their seats, the roar of engines began to echo throughout the starting line. Anakin's heart kicked into overdrive. He was shuddering, a little unfocused. Butterflies and stuff.
Wisps. Figures are in the fate, but I swear they're following me. You were
Inside, he
right.
saw his two friends.
Strange place you've fallen into. But I'll work with it. You know me. Do I? I know Varric wanted you for the job. You know the same about me. It's a start.
My pod racer sped past him. Anakin called down with it. They came back to the woods. He got them together and tried to get his pod racer out of stall. There was another pod racer in the same boat with him, but Anakin was 56 in his problem. He flushed back and igniting his pod racer as he shot in speed.
You're right.
Essentially, watched
We're in this together
that
either way.
Anakin was on the move.
Ha!
But he had some
We're in for a
serious
treat.
trouble. Luckily
You
for
take a
Anakin,
lot of
he was
notes.
more
What about?
pod racer.
Lately, what we know, or knew, before Solus changed the game. And it's... Not much. I'm sure Lace would hate to hear that, but one step at a time.
We'll figure this out. I'm sure of it.
Really? Do you know something I don't? No, we just... Well, we have to, right? Yeah, that's the job.
Anakin saw this and used his intuition to guide him in this moment. He glided from side to side and flipped the nitro and boosted over the top of the power racer in front of him. And he flipped the nitro off as the rock fell behind him. The race continued for the near crater of Valley and into Baker's Canyon. Baker's Canyon was difficult to navigate. Much like Radio Flats, it was full of tight little corners that only one pod racer at a time could fit through. Luckily for Anakin, he built himself a tiny pod racer that made it so he could easily whip himself around corners and in between other racers and the hard rock surfaces in the canyon next to him. Anakin was moving at great speeds, and he saw a wind. He thought to himself, to keep that in mind. He saw a cavern appear ahead. As he entered, he saw bright lights ahead, and he heard noise. It didn't sound like a pod racer, though. When Anakin exited the cave, the rest of the path fires were the waiting racers. It was the Tusken Raiders, and they aided pod racers in disrupting the peace of the sea, showing a little further past the Tusken Plains. As Anakin and the other pod racers, almost all the pod racers
that
made
did
it past the
something.
Tuskens and made their way into and out of the Force of Swords, rock formations that made it difficult to pass. But the rides were smooth. Julian, Jack, Craig, Gorge, Cube, Terra, the Coil, and the Corkscrew. These were a bunch of erratic names to define an area that was mostly covered under one single cannon. As camera droids followed the racers from above, we see Anakin's pod as he pulled us up around corners with no hesitation and great ease. Little did Anakin realize that he built the perfect pod racer for pod racing, as racers then darted around the Hutt's flats. The speed of the racers could be seen. Anakin's pod racer kept pace with the rest of the pack. Sebova was still in the lead, let the race carry on. Anakin kept close closely with the top three, and the first lap came to an end. 2 more laps for Anakin to keep pushing for the front of the pack. He was doing well at the moment. He just needed to stay wary of Spoba. The second lap of the race was quite peaceful at first, but the first lap of the race, Anakin climbed a position or two and was sitting right behind Spoba in the hot flats. Lap 2 came to a good end as Anakin began to settle into his racing style, but now he had to figure out how to pass Spoba, who was one of the most, if not the most difficult pod race to pass in the whole race. Anakin and Spoba were neck and neck, side by side, as they passed over top lush rock-thick clouds. The two got into a fierce dramatic state inside Baker's
So,
Kingdom.
we stopped the ritual.
If one of them
And
got
Varys
so
paid the
far,
price.
they could collide with the wall and explode.
Varric made his choice to go talk with Solus. He knew the risk he owed it.
And now Solus is gone.
And
we're here. Wherever he is. Besides in the Fade.
Solus called it the lighthouse.
He did? When?
He found himself back in the moment of the race as he left the situation.
Sorry, it was while I was unconscious. Solus appeared in my dream.
Really? I'm glad you're alright.
From what I saw, he's trapped in the Fade now. Not here, but some kind of prison.
You're sure that wasn't just a dream? It's a reasonable reaction.
Solus can speak with people in their dreams. Even kill them.
He said our connection wasn't strong enough for him to do that. He could...
So Solus
But he's not an...
putting together an...
The gods of my people were incredibly powerful. I don't mean they were powerful like a skilled mage. I mean they destroyed entire cities. They shattered mountains. So no, they might not literally be gods, but they're a lot worse than whatever you're thinking.
Alright, well, we've stopped the ritual and there doesn't seem to be an immediate danger. For now. You're certain Solus can't use blood magic to affect your mind?
I'm not certain of anything, but we're not out of danger.
What do you mean?
Solus had 2 of the other elven gods imprisoned. When he got trapped, they escaped.
So those things we saw come out of the Fade when the ritual went wild, those are...
Elganon and Gilliman, 2 of the ancient elven gods that Solus rebelled against.
And jumped down with his eyes full of joy, tears pulling dusted dirt down his worn face. Then Shmi came running up to him, as well as his friends Kitster and Will, celebrating the victory of Anakin. Then hugged Anakin and Shmi, hugged the 2 of them together. Kitster and Wald jumped up and down.
When I talked with Solus,
As per tradition,
he was
Chama
scared of
wanted to
them.
meet the winner
He
of
said they were
the
horrific
Classic.
tyrants.
Anakin, though,
Tyrants
tried
so
to
powerful,
swallow
elven
his
history
stories.
remembers them as
One of them
gods.
was deciding.
Solus says
Tried to
Elganon and
give up
Gilliman
Shmi.
drew on the blight for power
Fine
and became
wine.
corrupted.
And told
That was
Wadj
when
that
he
the
imprisoned
news to
them.
Shmi himself.
So instead of
He
one
agreed to do so.
god running around, we have 2, and they're not just powerful, they're blighted.
We need to get out there and stop them.
Just like that, without Varric. And you're still getting back on your feet.
I'm fine. We can't just sit here and do nothing.
We need to investigate. Figure out what we're dealing with before we rush in and make things worse.
And how many more people will get hurt, get killed, while we spend time investigating?
If Elganon and Gilliman are worse than Solus, we can't go in blind. We need to know what they can do and what they want.
But we only have Solus's word about all of this.
Then let's go investigate for ourselves. We find out what we're dealing with, and then we take our shit.
Fine. The Illuvian led us here instead of back to Minrathous.
Let's hope it goes back to the ritual site. Maybe we can find some clues at the scene of the crime.
Harding, are you okay to go?
I'm not gonna sit back while elven gods destroy the world because I have a headache.
Alright then. Let's get back to the ritual site.
The Illuvian has its own special room. It's just down the stairs.
But Anakin had to prove his worth as a profitable racer. Chaba continued saying that the Twin Sons kept balance in gangs and neighborhoods. If he had one of the gangs wiped off the map, he would need to fill it with his own men to keep that balance. Anakin listened and then told Jabba he'd do whatever it took. The implications of the child striking the deal with a crime lord like Jabba may be unbelievable, but the Hutts were all about profit, and Jabba was betting on the success of Anakin Skywalker. Anakin was betting on his success too. He knew what could happen if he failed Jabba, but he didn't intend on failing. With Jabba as his new sponsor, he could be a front runner in every event on Tatooine, big or small. There was always money for the Hutts in pod racing. Anakin was very thankful for the opportunity to work with Jabba the Hutt. This opportunity was huge for him. He had no intention of letting
For all we know,
Jabba
there's
down.
a dozen demons
The only
waiting
issue,
on the other
though,
side of that
was
Illuvian.
If
If it even takes us back to Arlithin.
when Jabba and Anakin parted ways, Anakin
Harding,
saw
sure
his
you're up
mother
for
with
this?
tears in her eyes. She wanted Anakin to free himself. not
I'm
her.
fine.
Anakin smiled though. Anakin was selfless, and he wanted the best for those around him. He gave Shmi a hug, and of course, shadowing
Well
his
then.
mother was enough. Anakin stepped back and
Shall we?
told him that he was
Let's
able
do
to
this.
with Jabba the Hutt. Smith's face tightened up. Marshall frowned, while the rest looked like anger. And so Anakin reacted to this passionate someone trying to fix the wounds of the past. He said that, see,
It's quiet. Well, isn't that a surprise?
The next month would see
There's the
Anakin's
ritual
face
site.
shoot through the roof. Not only was it so
But if they've
surprising,
got-
they survived the
Right, let's-
explosion, but they had made his recovery so quick. There was something so special about Anakin, and it showed that he was hiding out of the clutches of hell. He hardly belonged, but he was able to keep his hell.
Shut it down!
Part 5 of his guided him. Destroyed him toward him. Which the state would. Sure, Anakin had was bond with Jabba, even as Anakin around him. Jabba was well versed in Anakin's behavior. He respected the determination of Anakin. Ever since he was a boy, he worked as hard as humanly possible, and Jabba respected the will that little Anakin had. Jabba
Strife?
wasn't one for
Early.
anything, Anakin would always
Harding?
be little Anakin
It's
than Jabba.
complicated.
He had not been a child,
I
and
can
Jabba
see
was
that.
keeping close and
Look,
rebellion to
they're veil
the
jumping.
Hutts.
Hardly
Jabba was
expert.
proud of Skywalker and respected him like a
It's
son.
not your fault.
A gift he hardly
Since the
bestowed
sky
upon
was
anyone,
open,
even
the
when
magic's
some
been
faces
surging.
of Valhalla.
A bunch of artifacts that have been
Anakin
dormant for centuries.
Anakin
This is
replaced Watto
you
as a
all
father
are
like
supposed to
with
stop
Jabba.
him.
Because of Anakin's success, Jabba
We found
applauded,
Solus
while
and-
Watto pouted.
They
Anakin's
reti-
work got
If
harder
those
and
two-
harder
Like
as
what-
Watto lost
Atta.
more and more money. People around Mos Espa saw him as a gutted loser. who held the
Anything you can
champion
tell
of
us about
notches.
these gods?
The classic
Solus
Jabba
might be a bastard,
held the champion
but
of
compared to the
Sons
Avenurus,
captive.
let's
People
just
were
say
offered
they
the chip
weren't
in
known
and saying
for
to be
being
free.
kind
Most of
rulers.
Mos Espa
There's
feared
a-
the power of
But
Jabba.
now they've escaped.
Interfere with the sponsorship.
We've still got-
Regardless,
How can we
Anakin
help?
stood near his pod racer.
And
his
also-
empty
See
against the
if
cockpit.
anyone can
As
get a
exhausted,
handle on all the.
Anakin noticed
Right.
the stick faster
Then-
heading towards him, throwing a wrench inside one of the engine compartments. He then went up to
Harding.
Anakin and poked him aggressively until he woke up. Anakin's eyes were bloodshot as he looked over at Watto and sighed. Watto began to taunt Anakin. Zeno walked up and scared Watto off. She carried a small DL-44, because a girl around these parts needs to take care of herself.
Is it
Anakin
me,
looked
or
up and
is there
smiled at
something
her.
strange
The
about
eyes of
this
those
film?
eyes were like
I've
dumbbells.
never
She
seen
was
something like
worried by
this.
Anakin and thought of suggesting
So that
he
suit of
was
armor
raised,
is
but
moving.
she knew how much racing was doing. So, it meant her she and herself. Standing his heart and soul to his life. As Butters had acknowledged how Anakin prepared himself to his hard work. The pod racer were dragged along with the Americans. They went and started one pod racer was in the war. Pod racer.
Gotcha.
Everything looked alright basically to him.
Oh,
Sure, he couldn't see well under cloudy vision. The slightest visual hallucinations.
Where'd you
Anakin
come
took
from?
the pod racer he built as a
Belora?
child, suddenly modified
Belora
to fit the
Ted.
adult that he was now.
Strife
That
and
looked
Ealon
right.
sent us to find you.
It didn't feel right,
Who
though.
are
So
you,
it was
exactly?
But
Call me
he had to
Luke.
keep up. His death
Nev
in childhood was
Galvus.
almost paid off, and he was so
Wait,
close to being
I
able
know
to
that
work
name.
for himself. All these amateur races didn't pay much.
Protocol is to wait
What
a
they did pay out was enough
before
to
they
start
send
working its
anyone
way
out to
down
look for me.
and out the
I've
payments
only
owed
been
to
gone
Jabba.
3
Though
days.
Jabba treated Anakin
Well,
like
the
such a
situation's
son.
changed.
Anakin
For the
took the
worse,
grades,
unfortunately.
because Jabba had to keep
Our
up with his
gods,
power.
Elganon and
Reputation as the
Villanelle,
crime lord of Tatooine and one of the leaders of the Hutt
Okay.
Council. He would show up every so often for Anakin's amateur
It does-
races, though
Like
race was
what
one of the
exactly?
few he didn't
The
make it to.
third
Anakin
one?
was the best racer he'd ever seen. It
But
was
what?
definitely one of the first
See
races
that
he saw
shimmer?
9 years ago. As the
It-
racers set themselves up to start their engines, Anakin took his place at the front
Strife
of
and
the pack.
Ealon said
It was
you're their-
and they secured
Wait.
position in row
We-
at the beginning of the race.
Well-
As the announcer spoke, everyone start your engines! A massive explosion could be heard and seen. Anakin's pod racer wanted to flames, and pieces of metal flew across the surface. Anakin's body landed just outside of the rubble, face down in the sand. He was knocked out cold. His face was scarred with his back had a
Find a
large
camp
piece of
this
broken
far
metal
out.
on top of it.
We've got camps all
Set
over
up and a
Arlington.
bunch of other
They'll
amateur
get
pod
us
racers
to, I
jumped
mean.
from the racers.
Never
and
really
ran
know
over.
when or where the
Five
magic's
pod
gonna start
racers
for a while.
They believed the metal off Anakin's back as they watched from the top jump. Zena tried to get into contact with Chaba, but she was preoccupied. Zena remained calm as she ran for help. The Inhumans saw Anakin as a rival, but they also looked up to him heavily because he was what they wanted to be. He was a kid from nothing, building up to something. He was what all amateurs on Tatooine looked to become. He tried to win it, but he was not out. So the racers with the flame battle Anakin's pod racer, Zena came back to the medical unit. There was things out of the garage. The pod racers found a little workshop that should take it off. One of the racers got a sheet and laid it on the workbench so that Anakin's skin
And
would
I'm
burn by
guessing
the
it sees
sun that
us
was
as threats.
down on the bench. The medical droid looked at Anakin and assessed him. Anakin needed a better medical location. The pod racers found something to cover Anakin from the sun. As Zena looked at Anakin with tears in her eyes, she turned around and saw Watto leaving the venue. Anger filled her heart. But then something caught her attention, a glare from the wreckage, so she turned and walked towards it. She was puzzled, but when she walked over and looked at the object, she saw something that shouldn't have been there. It was a wrench, lodged into the engine compartment that was open. Zena again looked at the wrench. She thought it looked vaguely familiar. Zena thought back to Anakin showing her the wrench in Watto's workshop. He was talking about Watto buying his wrench and using it to expand his promise. No,
Can't pass through it.
no
We
promise
need
we
to
wanted.
shut down the artifact.
The race was postponed and all bets were canceled immediately. Anakin's pod racer's explosion damaged a bunch of the other vehicles that were going to partake in the race. Anakin was taken to a small medical location, a little ways away from the pod race. It wasn't a busy city, but it was a place where the medical droid could take Anakin out of the sun. Especially with Anakin around the wall, the racers covered outside the medical bay waiting.
One this size,
When she
though.
eventually got to Shmia, she ran over to where her son was located. Zena was heartbroken, but she couldn't lose Anakin. She couldn't lose one more person. He was her everything. She looked down at him while the medical droid sprayed him with a little reserve backdoor that I had. Zena looked at Shmia and expressed that she wanted to go to Chaba. Shmia looked down at the woman and Zena became just nodded. Stressed was ignoring on Shmia so much that she had to emotionally unpack. She watched Zena lean over and kiss Anakin on the forehead, leaving a slight "I love you" behind. Zena ran outside and jumped on her speeder and shot into the Twin Sea sands attached to it. She kicked the speeder into the highest gear. She sped along the sand, kicking all the sand up into the goggles she wore on her head. Zena was on a mission. She needed to talk to Chaba. Sure, she never trusted the Hutts, but they'd done so much for the three of them, and for that time she faced her fears and talked to Chaba one-on-one. Chaba looked at Zena as she walked through the doors. He knew what had happened, and his facial expression showed that he was really concerned for little Anakin. Obviously, the money that anyone Anakin brought him was immeasurable. Jabba genuinely started to consider Anakin as his kind of scum. Someone else would go get him, always finding new ways to be his best. And the best way he did. So he waited for her to speak. As she did, he listened.
Demon! Right where we need to go.
And let's go with them quick. Slid down Zena's face, and she smiled sadly at Chaba. She wiped away her tears. Jabba the Hutt may have been a cruel crown lord, but passing up on someone who repaid everything.
Any ideas on what the artifact we're looking for might be?
I have a couple of theories, but nothing definite. We might find some clues in the ruins, though.
Jabba even had a gift for Anakin that had just been constructed for him. His hard work and dedication to the Hutt family.
I don't usually see elven ruins that haven't been picked over.
Not many people come this far into Arlathan. Just veil jumpers, mostly.
And people trying to save the world, apparently.
All All the care he had for the boy, he himself couldn't tell if it was over the winnings he received, or if it was a person that Anakin Skywalker
Well, isn't
was.
this a sight?
Regardless, the Silver March jolted out of Jabba's palace and made his way towards Anakin's location.
Can't be.
Hearing anyone and anything on course.
Can't be what?
We have to get over there. The artifact room must be inside.
Do you know what this place was?
Could have been a temple, could have been where they stored food. Judging by the sentinels, it's probably something
Silvermarch
important.
arrived and the guards checked out. They all shooed away at the pirates as they ran inside the Skywalker. The medical droid told the
No
pirates
way
to
across.
how
Think we
much
can make
time
the jump?
Oh, no, we can make a bridge. There should be a
They
power
was
crystal
on,
somewhere
carried him into the
nearby.
sail barge, locking him inside the bacta tank with a respirator so that he could breathe. The medical droid picked up his work and continued to try and help Anakin. At the same time, inside of Jabba's
Got it.
palace, a bunch of
Bring it over
bounty
here and
hunters
slot
gathered
it in.
in Jabba. All of them were inspired.
And there we go. Easy.
Wow,
This of the
isn't that something?
virtue. He came from Malgo,
A
and he
resonance
was known to be a
amplifier.
bit of a
It's drawing magic from the ring temple's
Without
visitor.
managing to reach his right,
I need to shut it
and
down
big,
before we
and she
can
was
go
known
up
to
the
be a
path.
sly killer.
But doing that will attract anything nasty that's
Also,
hanging
quiet
around.
as you can see.
We're ready.
The final bounty hunter was named Baker's Hex, a name given to him after multiple bounties in Baker's Canyon, and he himself. John spoke to all the bounty hunters.
Let's finish it.
Bounty hunters nodded and received out of them. From John's small large Anakin, 9 feet. His name was
We're under
Daniel
fire.
Smith Glass. She was awesome. She was a secret covering. Obviously, she had Anakin would that's what she wanted. His first thought was his essence is like even she was one of the first freedom. She did it for last hours as she closed her eyes. All the way back to her eyes. And it's she was strong. Out of the water shot.
Got us in the distance.
They found picking up his knife. As he said,
just the space forces, the alarm destroyed some sort of our escape.
together. Another shot eventually. Trying to get shot.
That's the last of the magic energy. Path should be clear ahead.
First were first, they swung well. And they never spoke and continued her trend as she lined up the shot on the flying Chidari.
So you're really Ned
Virtue looked on
Dallas?
her back,
The
using her
detective
shoulder as a
from
level as he shot
Last
hitting
time I
Waters
checked.
on the ring as he dropped
I've
that
read
sky.
about you.
And we looked
You've
at her
gone
Jewish
after some
spoke.
powerful
I
ninjas
shot
before,
her
but
as he looked
then
at her.
Morel?
She
You
simultaneously
really
rolled her
think
eyes.
Morel?
A lot of practically on Yana as he tried to escape. He was going to use as a
My
column
actual gods are
and
out
grabbed
there
his
trying
shoulder
to
as
end the
getting
world.
into the very
And
club
Ned
back.
Dallas is on the case.
Pulled out on his comms.
Beckett's
I can't
hex,
believe
this
it.
virtue, we got it. We'll meet you back at the palace.
Virtue and one of each other as Henry popped out with some handcuffs and tossed them at Virtue as he snapped them on his
Someone
bottom
met a
arms.
bad
Henry took water
bad end
on the
here.
handcuffs and kicked him in the nose, knocking him unconscious.
Even
As she
mages have
grabbed his
trouble
house
with
to ride
artifacts
off
here.
the dirt.
We
That's
expect
when
them
the
to work
watches
like,
she was
you
drying
know,
out
normal magic.
Virtue laughed.
But they're
I
different.
forgot how ruthless
The
you were.
magic's
Take what you
more
want.
alive
You
somehow.
won't be back anytime soon.
Leaving Bruges on the sea of sand as they made their way back towards Jabba's palace. As the sail barge entered the palace, and followed closely behind. And walked off close to her as she watched the men
Take it
continue to
down.
transport into the back of the tank and understood the location of the palace. She make us expect the way to Jabba's throne. The location. Challenge
You know, but watch out. Whenever you see
one
one,
Watto
there's
in
more.
and through the front of Jabba.
Seeing these kinds of ruins never gets old.
Anything here that can help you piece together what exactly that artifact is?
I have a theory, but we're miles away from where that artifact should be.
Looking sharp.
As he nudged her shoulder, Henry looked at him. and attacking T'Challa. At the same time, Bigfoot Jr. got up T'Challa to inform of Skywalker's help. They said that he was doing alright, but they still weren't sure if he'd pull through. Senna was the only other person allowed in the undisclosed location at the top of Jabba's palace. She waited there, watching the Bigfoot surrounding the world inside Jabba, and she gave her hand to titles. Jabba had water that was happy before entering the world, but now had water with the left and eyes, color back. Jabba got pirated water for doing his hand today. So, everyone. Water is the sun, ice. Progress was slow. He had gotten out of the back fatigue after a couple of days. He had a scar that traveled his right eye, barely missing his cornea.
So if this is an armory, what sort of artifact are we finding? A weapon?
An archive spirit.
Struck with the wall.
A creature of the Fade, bound to a crystal. Our ancestors used them to store knowledge and to help them train.
Struck his progress, and even more so learn how to walk again. The bounty hunters who captured water became invested in Anakin's move. For some reason, they lashed on him. Things of force surrounding Anakin had drilled to wall around him. A large posse had the outside of Jabba's palace.
Mytholinast.
Several of these people were
Darkspawn.
but even more, they were just inspired by him. They could never interact much with the posse. He never had much time to interact with those who inspired the most.
Darkspawn.
It's not just for his mother, but
I never would have believed it. Until today.
Its dedication was respectable but worrisome, especially to those who watched for the injury.
Another one of those resonance amplifiers.
Must focus on rallying himself together.
Get ready. Once I shut it down, the path ahead will remain blocked until the magic dissipates.
We've got your back.
Because Anakin couldn't make it down to the stairs. Chance up the stairs to Anakin's room. Anakin looked over the door and he saw a little troll. It had his racing colors.
We've got company.
It was an extra.
Good luck at road.
Chopping sure Anakin's ability to make it to the race. Surprised him. Anakin's found his rocket launcher.
Now there's a nice shot.
You can actually luxury on his lens, especially with references to his strength.
I've never seen Darkspawn this deep into Arlington Forest before. As far as I know, it's never happened.
Could the Army Guard be commanding the Darkspawn? Solus did say it was blighted.
You saw those Darkspawn, though? Something was different about them.
And we'll stop them once we get out of this bubble.
Right. Let's get to that central temple.
Next month, we see Anakin's advancement shoot through the moon. Not only was it so surprising they survived the explosion, but that he had made his recovery so quick. There was something so special about Anakin, and it showed when he climbed out of the clutches of hell. He could hardly walk, but he was able to walk on his own for more than a minute. R5 always guided Anakin, enjoyed and adored him. This is what he did. Instead of Anakin reached a state where he could walk, she was so proud of him. There were still 4 months left until the Road to You Classic. All to succeed.
More Darkspawn. Right where you broke that
Xander
wall.
Bay has a garage tour of his rebuilding of his pod racer. So the bounty hunters that captured water to it as well. Virtue, enemy, and Dager's next small country of Anakin, who originated from inspiring friendship. So Anakin got to have water dealt with. All the bounty hunters gathered around Anakin. It's a little hard to fight. They there's one simple water that begins to struggle with one of the out of those It's dropped into the sunlight pit down below. Anakin Anakin watched as the twin journey towards the gate. It's very happy. It's died in the hands of Sarlacc. Anakin looked up on his power razor, thinking about the death of Wanda. He made him extremely happy to see this delay. Anakin issue. This is how the virtue of the undercarriage of the power razor. It's not even himself. The power razor. It's back to true magic of the skin. It's the fact that the hands, the magnitude, up to the great on fives. The power razor too. And he built a great connection with Anakin and Zena. She would visit Jabba's palace all the time, and she would be able to stay casting up people that lined up the same palace. And he came up, and he goodness, if he was able to fix his power razor, he's ready to race again. No, if he can fix it, in this vehicle,
And another resonance amplifier.
Anakin
Should
held
be
on
the
to the
last
power
one,
razor and set
I hope.
R5 for
Fingers
cheap
crossed.
Vader's hacks watched Anakin. He closed his eyes and focused his heart rate. He could feel the world move around him. He was nervous. Eager. His life, progress, inspiration, health, opportunities, Pod racer controls into a heavy moving start. Keeping the dust inside Pod racer. Jabba inside of the spot see outside you can hear a chirp.
The last barrier's down. We're close. I can feel it.
Short, rusting, a little broken, but put back together, just like Skywalker himself. Anakin looked over and smiled.
Have you noticed something about the light? Where it is, I mean? It's almost like it's feeding off the elven magic.
Anakin down by pirates. Smiled and shoved the heart from Anakin. Mark 5 rolled himself up next to his light. Anakin's hair blew behind him, and he said, strength returning. He felt everything rally behind him, and everyone comes back. He trotted up the stairs and into Jabba's throne room, where he looked past the platform. Anakin spoke back. Thank you, Jabba. Believing in me and my success. I've got a lot to overcome, but I promise you, I'll be ready to win the Boutique Classic again.
Building's what I think it is. Then the alignment means we're here. This is it. This is where it was kept.
Where what was kept?
The archive spirit, or as the ancient elves called it,
outside of Jabba's
goddess
palace,
through
people lined up around the entrance to Jabba's
available
gateway.
knowledge.
Why is it called that?
Shot down the stairs with more lights and eyes.
The notes were never very clear on that. Plans to find it.
Pockets were just marked by
The inner sanctum.
palace.
We're getting closer. Yeah, I understand. These past few Looks
practices
like this
have been
door is
great.
going to need a
Until
second
I'm
power
fine.
crystal.
My lab's been faster than ever.
Let's go find one.
As long as you're 110% ready, I've got your back all the way.
Oh, I'm ready. And it's another step closer to finishing this first contract with Jabba. It also reminds me, I was thinking that after the Boutique Classic, you think about extending our contract with Jabba.
Oh, really? Why is that?
Well, since that's the truth about water,
Another
Jabba
ballista.
been so kind to
Bet
us.
we could use it to break through that
That
wall.
they can save my life and use the gift of our lives. It makes sense for me to be sponsored by it.
Plus, I hear that Jabba can get us to the race out on Alistair and Anakin Kurgan. Sure, not as big as Lucy, but I'll be a professional pod racer. And with more sponsors means more freedom for us.
I love your enthusiasm, Anakin. It motivates the heart. But are you positive that Jabba will take care of us up there then? I know he's done so much for you and me over the years. I just want to make sure that we're safe.
Anakin walks over and grabs her hands.
Yes, that was the racer I am, and the sponsorships will begin. We can buy our own star system. We can finally be free from Tatooine. Take each other and our fight across the galaxy.
We did it.
Chopper was talking to me about the odds for the Blue Team Classic in a couple of months.
I have so
Thanks
many
for my
questions
return
for
on 1-to-1.
You're going to
They're
ask
expecting me to win again. And the 11th Blue
questions?
in a row.
It's an
Wow,
archive
that is
spirit.
incredible.
You'll see.
I'm so proud of you.
And don't worry, I'm 120% ready to do this. I was born ready.
They smiled at each other and hugged one another. When they broke off, Anakin moved toward the stairwell to inform his friends of his excitement. Xena was so happy for Anakin.
Okay,
Down,
here it is.
broken. Her sad
The
stare
Nodus
was
for
off his
falling.
face, and
So we take it and we're good, right? We can head back?
when he was still a slave.
Oh, I wish. No, it's a lot trickier than that.
As if darkspawn demons and animated suits of armor aren't tricky enough.
She was so proud of him. He had friends in the bounty hunters that captured Watto, where she would envy in Beggars Hatch.
What do you mean by tricky exactly?
If I remove the artifact the way I usually do it, it'll explode and take out half of Arlathan with it. Good news is, I think I can shunt the energy somewhere else. Okay, here we go.
Even more so, R5-7B was his best little friend. The droid followed him around like a little ball cat.
The way the magic is pulsing, I've never seen this before.
The Hutt Crime Lord, Dave and Vile.
It's almost like it's breathing.
There was an amateur race coming up, and Anakin was ready to test his mettle again. He wanted it more than ever, and so he put his name in. Our other people cheered when they saw that Anakin Skywalker was back. And research between the seconds. During its time undercover with Anakin more acquainted with his boss. He spent time talking with him.
Ogre! That's an ogre!
Anakin, though, was ready for his first round of return. And he passed by Anakin and turned himself into the race. They drew together with Anakin.
Have the joy.
Acceleration and drift around the corners. He shoved the accelerator forward with precise motion.
Wasn't expecting
Pod
to
racers
ride
shot
an
over the
ogre
top of
today.
one of the pod racers.
Then again, I also didn't expect to learn that my gods are rampaging around and trying to end the world.
The racers had
Just one of those days.
as they entered into a canyon. Anakin's eagerness to pass them
Okay,
He pulled himself into the canyon behind one of the racers. As he pulled himself to the right of the canyon, Anakin kicked the accept right next to him, and it was Tazu Shunner. Xena walked down the ramp with Anakin and looked at what Virtue and Vegas
there we go.
right in the area and we was on higher ground looking out.
No.
Without the country
It's
to
good.
say a word, he
I think.
as he dragged his finger across his throat while holding the other on Tetsu's neck.
What does that crystal do?
Keeps the artifact powered. Focuses the ambient magical energy. That's why these things still work, thousands of years later.
No,
Don't.
we can talk about this. This not me. Someone responsible for everything. For the money.
Joe smashed his hand down, his giving Roberts in his eyes. He turned around
Sulana,
and turned the eyes of the
Vir
Athaeans, the throat of the
and
tallest
Asal
racer.
Defara.
He congratulated Anakin to his race.
Well then.
Rocket Pizza lifted up the
I am
ground,
the
and
Nadas
the fire
Defara.
was throwing it away as it flew into the air.
Right.
Anakin then turned around and watched
I
the
have
guy fly
questions.
away.
I am the Nadas Defara.
Internal communication was again. Anakin put the device on
What
the
do
door
you-
to walk into the ship and made his way to the cockpit. He closed the door behind him and sat in his seat. R5 was in the cockpit with him. Anakin leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. R5 saw Anakin and pulled over next
So
to him and
that's
sat
the
quietly
Nadas
next to the
Dasala.
chair.
It
Anakin's hand
was,
fell from
or
his chair while he
is,
sat
I
in
mean.
his seat.
Crystal's broken though, needs fixing.
Anakin looked over at his little friend.
It's
Should I tell Jabba,
kind of my
bud?
thing, fixing
I'm
magical
sure he's the
stuff.
understanding of everything with Tazu, but for how long? Pressure of staying safe and being the champ is a bit much.
Strife and Irulan will want to know about this.
Well, the next
And
race
the
is on
Blight,
Capsonica.
and the
It's in a couple
Darkspawn.
of weeks. Maybe I'll have my note back together by then.
Let me know when you're ready to
Maybe
head to
some
the
time
Veil
again
Jumper
until I
camp.
can refresh the soul. I think the mayor invited me to kick off their father races. Thank you, bud. I'll always appreciate you.
Within a couple of hours, the crew of the Rising Dawn began their route to Hanukkah. Anakin had been relatively quiet once the ship was in hyperspace. He was busy within a small freighter. He had a lot to think about morally. He even more upbeat after a win, but everything regarding Tetsu was on his mind. It wasn't the death of Tetsu that bothered him. For most Hasbro, death was a normal thing to see. People double cross, not finishing jobs, or simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Rather, for Anakin, the stressor was Zenith's fear for him and the close call of the event. Anakin looked down into his hands. He was still holding the crystal that fell into his lap during the race. He looked at it. It was beautiful. It was a glowing crystal. It was yellow. Anakin had been wanting to give something to Zenith, and under protocol sorts. They'd been with each other for the most of their lives, and Anakin thought it would tie the two of them, made the bond more concrete than ever. Anakin, though, was worried. He scared his friends with Tetsu, and the pressure of keeping himself safe was more present than ever before. He looked to the corner of the radiant hollow picture that had the five of them, with R5 being held by Anakin. Anakin smiled as he looked at it. He never wanted to leave behind his true part
Ready to go?
that he was surrounded by. Anakin, though, had R5 help him with presenting this crystal to Zen as a gift, or more so a proposal. Zena never wanted a fancy, expensive ring. She always wanted something from the heart. Though R5 told Anakin that he had a kyber crystal. The crystals had power to judge lightsabers. This was a priceless gift to Anakin. This was the best gift he could give to her and so
Right. Let's get moving.
Come on, I'll show you the way to the Veil Jumper camp.
Anakin and R5 found a way to make it work beautifully and still what they had buried around the ship. R5 was a great help, and he was always by Anakin's side. They even found some spare items to enclose it in the necklace. Anakin wanted to wait until they were in the city of Canto Bight. While it was known throughout the galaxy as a place of gambling, it historically was a city of love. Canto Bight's London history made it personally a place to take a love for.
11 wounded, 16 on bed rest, and some of our most experienced fighters are still missing.
We're running out of veil jumpers. Whatever's going on out there, it's scary.
In the middle of the city, when the city was futurely built, they created themselves a pair of crystals. And after they created these crystals resided in the middle of their house. That was it, around the house. For refugees in the Sith Empire, the house was torn down, and the crystals remained. The legend says the two lovers who made the proposals for these crystals would consider being intangible for the rest
Jahel and Milva never reported back from Demeter's crossing.
There are 100 people living in that village, or near enough. You're back, and you're alive. Good.
Sounds like things have gotten a lot worse since we left.
Darkspawn. They're showing up all over Arlington, attacking anyone in their path.
We've evacuated 3 Dalish settlements already.
We ran into Darkspawn too, near the Nodus Darthalan.
Wait, you found the Nardus Darthalan? The archive spirit? We could ask it about the gods. Figure out their next move.
Archive's broken. Won't tell us anything. But that doesn't matter. Any Dalish settlements we can save, we should.
So far, we've been lucky and arrived just in time. But given how fast these Darkspawn are moving, it's only a matter of time till our luck runs out.
Well, it hasn't run out yet, so let's stretch it until it breaks.
If we could predict where they'd strike next, we might get ahead of them. But so far, they've been unpredictable.
Which leaves us with what?
Demetus Crossing.
What?
Irulan and Strife. When we came in, you said you'd lost contact with Demetus Crossing. We could go check it out. The 3 of us, I mean.
You mean 4? You're not leaving me behind.
You were just wounded. We can...
You'll have to tie me up to keep me here.
I don't know what you're going to find there, Rook. Likely nothing good. But you'd be saving people. And it might get you on the trail of the gods.
Demetos Crossing's on the far side of the lake. There's a small boat at the docks. It'll take you there. Watch your back out there. And good luck.